Paul, I give you the keys to the wonderful Mabel, the Rover 414.
In exchange, I present to you the contents of this envelope.
Fisher, German bite. East to 5 to 7. Occasionally gale later. Moderate or rough. Becoming moderate later. German bite. Occasional snow. Moderate or good. Occasionally very cold.
Where are my shoes?
A sense of deja vu, something that happens quite a lot, coming down to the same place almost every day. Some things go away and they insist on coming back. I've had it a few times where I've owned the same car 3 times and they get to a point where I think I should keep this one. That very thing happened with this car, and that's why I decided to keep it and turn it into a multicoloured abomination. It happened with a car called Alexander Audi 3 times, but can it really happen again with something else? Yes, it can, and that dream sequence was real. Couldn't think of it, so was the shipping forecast. So what's going on? How come Mabel is back in my ownership for the 3rd time? Well, it seems that being the Rover man is enough to make some good things happen, quite a lot, which is great because that's mixed amongst a whole load of cack that I could do without, but I'm not going to dwell on it. Aaron, that chap that you saw me with before, he's been knocking about quite a lot. We've done so many little deals. He put an offer on the table a few days back that was way too good to say no to. And I'll tell you exactly what that offer was some point in the video, and you'll be quite surprised. And in the next video, you'll see him again, where we go to Allegro land.
For me, there's nothing quite like driving a Rover. Or having yet another sequence where I forget to switch my microphone on so I can talk about exactly this. Yeah, you'd think either just re-record it or just try and lip sync it. No. What I did actually say here is that no matter how good the Volvo is, you still don't get that same amazing sense of occasion of going for a drive like you do in a Rover.
What I'm about to do now is zero the trip counter, which is a significant thing. It's currently reading 60,653 miles, and I don't anticipate it going up lots. There are a few reasons why I feel very excited to be taking this car out on the road right now. One of them is that it's a Rover, and it's been such a long time, or so it feels, since I've driven a Rover on the roads. And the other is that it just looks so 90s. I feel like I'm in the past. But also, with this being a petrol-powered car, it means it gets warmed up properly. So I've only just got into it and already there's heat coming out of the vents. A treat that you just don't get in a diesel. So where this car is starting to fall apart ever so slightly, you could say. The driver's seat seems to be falling apart a little bit. But worse than that is the corrosion. It suddenly just started popping through. One of the reasons why Aaron wanted to take this car back in the first place was because he was concerned that it would live its MOT and then probably fail its next MOT and then just get scrapped, and how he'd hate to see that because he's got such a soft spot for this car, as have I. This car is just so cute. The colour's fantastic, it's just adorable. So that arch needs some repair. But not only that, as the sill cover's been taken off, it's been discovered that it's not great under there. So this year, I've got myself yet more of a challenge to go ahead and sort myself out with. This time, Aaron has left on the strut brace, and he says it makes quite a difference in its handling. This particular car had an nice, nimble chassis anyway, so to make it even tighter wouldn't really be a bad thing, I don't think. But will I notice? And do I dare? Because actually, we're right on the edge of it being frozen, I think, now, so I've got to be a bit careful, haven't I? I feel like I'm on a test drive rather than just having a go in my own car. Yep, it's my car. It's my car, and I can't quite believe that I've got it back. I'm also a little bit bemused as to what I'm going to do with the rest of my cars. I mean, it's nothing like what Allegro Man has, but it's still more than what I know what to do with a lot of the time. Too many keepers, you see. Too many cars that I have an attachment with. What a lovely raughty tone it has. I don't remember it being quite as good as that. Gosh, this is great. Oh yeah. I mean, back to the Volvo. The Volvo drives nicely. Really flat feel as you go around bends. This has quite a bit more lean to it, but it's that kind of exciting lean. A lean that makes you want to lean with Mr. Bean. A couple of years ago, this car all looked pretty well solid to me, and it wasn't really a concern. But time goes by, and it's not because it's been living in Scotland, although that wouldn't have helped. It has gone just a bit crunchy in places. And Aaron, I think, wanted this car to be a bit of a show winner. No, that's not really the right words, but he wanted the roof resprayed and the arch done and the sill, and then possibly another bit on the other side there, and was ever so slightly surprised by the quote that he had. The people he uses do an amazing job, but it's expensive, as you'd expect. However, it turned out to be maybe 3 times the price that he was expecting as a quote. And at that point, he messaged me and told me this news. I thought, gosh, that's terrible. Let's take it for a couple of roundabouts. See what the steering really is like. Let's do a roundabout with a bit of power. Oh, that's keen. Oh, yeah. That does make a difference, that strut race. It's really, really eager. It's like driving an old style rally car, except that I don't know what that's like, but I presume it feels and sounds a bit like this. You know, where it's not fast, but you just keep your foot down and let it rev out a bit, and that's where you get your reward. You've got to put that little bit of work into it, and then suddenly it's really engaging. Wow, I'm enjoying this. This is some proper old style motoring. Who'd have thought that just a piece of metal would turn this car into such a hoot to drive? It's the sound of the engine as well, and the exhaust are all adding to this, but it's just, don't get carried away, calm down. I had no doubt that I would enjoy driving this car again. It's still tight, it still feels so retro, but I wasn't expecting that strut brace to make that much difference. It's a great driving experience, and I'm not really too bothered about having a bit of rust anyway. I mean, I will be when it comes to failing its MOT, but that's not for a few months yet. Back in the yard after that rather exciting little drive just before it's about to start going dark. Normally I'd like to be having a bit more of a wander around and pointing things out and just different angles, all this kind of thing, but it's jolly cold. I mean, really jolly cold. I wonder what the temperature is. I'm going to find out. Thought so. 2 degrees. That's just on the edge of, will it snow territory. I'm going to say something. I just can't think of what it is. Oh yeah, that's it. Or is it? It's nice having a Rover again that's normal, not some display of eccentricity like Nigel is. Having a Rover 400 is eccentric enough really for me now, I think. Yes, I shall wear my eccentricity on the inside a little bit more whilst driving this car. People will notice this car, not because it's bonkers, but because of what it is and the striking colour. Although in this failing light, the colour doesn't exactly pop. I'm not sure why, but I just haven't got the words for this car. It has something that I don't seem to be able to quite explain. It just looks like a nice person's car. And for some reason, that's important to me. I don't want anyone thinking I'm a twat. Just having a quick look through the paperwork, and there's been even more stuff done on it, including a new alternator, bits of exhaust and various other what-do-you-call-its. But a notice as well. It's still only saying 3 previous owners. And the weird thing is, I was one of them, and Aaron was one of them before Aaron became the owner this time. So how many owners has it really had? Kind of like 3. This car's a bit like Elizabeth Taylor. Just keeps going back to marrying Richard Burton. Just sent Aaron a message actually, saying about how much I like it and how the engine tone is so satisfying, and he told me that it did that straight after the new middle section, so it must have been a bit clogged up. The old cat was rattling. He's had a new cat put on it, with that reducing the amount of sound that comes through it. Many years ago, when I first met Aaron, he came down to the yard to buy a car off of me, a car called Reggie, and he was very happy with it. And although I struggled to understand what he was saying most of the time, I got the impression that he would buy another car off of me. So, I wasn't entirely surprised when he did. He bought a car called Alfie, which subsequently went wrong, but he fixed it. And then he bought this car, and then he wanted to do a deal with Alfie for a car that I had called Mrs. Doyle, which was a 416 Tourer. He liked that car and he spent some money on it. And then he realised he could do with something a bit more modern. So we did a deal and I swapped my Audi A6 for that particular car. And then I sold it. In the meantime, we did a deal with an MG ZT190. He got the MG, I got this. But he missed this car, and having the Audi as a daily driver didn't really appeal to him so much. So he really wanted this back. So we did another deal where he got this back and I got the Audi back, and I sold the Audi. And now, the final part of this puzzle was when a few days back, having discovered just how much it was going to cost for him to get this thing fixed to the standard that he really wanted, he offered it me for nothing. And I really didn't know what to say. He told me what to say. He said, say yes. So really, if you look at it this way, I have had my arm twisted up my back by a Scotsman. And with that, I think it's time to say bye-bye. So thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, being a channel member, commenting, sharing, not liking, buying merch, following me on the Facebook. There's always something happening. Bye-bye.